It's senior night at Henry J. Furry Complex as the Gateway Gators girls volleyball team looks for a victory in their final home section match against the McKeesport Tigers. Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in here on Gateway Gators Productions. I'm Spencer Witt. Gateway coming into this one with a 8-3 record. They are 8-2 in their section, currently sitting in second behind the Hampton Talbots. On the other side for the McKeesport Tigers, 500 on the year, 7-7. But they're currently 3-6 in section play and sit in 5th place in the standings for McKeesport. A win here and a loss for West Mifflin would really help McKeesport's chances into potentially making the WPIAL playoffs. For the Gators, they're pretty much locked in, although not necessarily. Plum is sitting right behind them with one loss less than them. We'll talk about that later on in this one. But more importantly, senior day for these Gateway Gators. 4 seniors on the squad for the Gators. Michaelina Estremera, Mallory Brown, McKenna Brown, and Alice Childs are the seniors for the Gateway Gators, and it will be one of the seniors, Michaelina Estremera, who will serve for the Gators. Estremera's serve underway. It doesn't go over the tape. Service error from her. First point for the Tigers.
Serving from McKeesport is Genesis Kisasonic.
Genesis Kisasonic will serve. Freshman for McKeesport serving this one over. Sent over on a roll. Denia Glover gets that one over. Shania Simmons-Brown with the point off of the pass from Denia Glover. And the set from Kyra Stevenson for McKeesport. They've got a 2-0 lead to start this one. Kisasonic serves again, and it's off of a player for the Gators. Alice Childs goes off her hands. Childs will try and pass their correction. Gateway will try and pass this one up, and they do. Outside, passed up into the air. Put right back down, though. Ashley Young waiting for that one to come over and denying the setter for the Tigers.
Serving for Gateway is senior
That was Stevenson, who was tight on the net and just decided to try and push it over, but instead, Gateway gets the point. McKenna Brown serving for the Gators. Down the line and a good swing from Shania Simmons-Brown. They have earned the point. The Tigers have.
Harmony Morris to serve for McKeesport.
Harmony Morris, freshman middle blocker, will serve for McKeesport. Got a handful of freshmen on this McKeesport team that have been playing a lot in varsity this year. In the middle, big swing looking for the touch. They are going to get it. Jordan Allen for the Tigers, the middle blocker, getting the touch call. And served over again by the Tigers. To the outside, rolling that one is Alice Childs. Kept up into the block. Not sure if it got over anyway, but the arms of Kyra Stevenson were up there for McKeesport, and they've got the point. They've got a comfortable lead to start this one. Harmony Morris will serve. Into the air, outside, passed by Brown, Simmons-Brown, excuse me, and the block from Ashley Young for Gateway. Jelena Estremera will come in to serve for Gateway. Jelena Estremera, the younger sister of Michaelina Estremera. And the junior serves this one over for the Gators. Passed up by Glover to the outside. Simmons-Brown, cross court, and outside the lines, a point for Gateway. Good eye from the Gators.
Tigers, keep the lead.
And it will be number 25, Jelena Estremera, who will serve again. We'll have a substitution. Joanna Miller checks out. Roya Brown checks in. I believe that means they're going to have Estremera set in the back row, and she gets the ace. That one comfortably in on the serve.
All right, girls, let's get it right here.
Just like that. The Gators have strung a couple points together. Now they're within 2 here. Estremera serves it again. Passed up. The set from Stevenson to the outside. Pushed over. Kept up, though, by McKenna Brown. No one there, and Estremera bumps it over. Into the middle. Estremera is there for it. Sent back over. That one is a double hit on Kyra Stevenson. They're a little more generous for players that are not the setter, and in that situation, just too much on it.
All right, girls, let's get it back right here. Get it back.
Jelena Estremera will serve. Served over. Tyla Net off of the block. Into the air from Alice Childs. Back to Childs, cross court. Getting an arm on that was Simmons Brown. She'll bump it over as well. And Gateway on offense. Kisasonic keeps that one up. And then Stevenson sends it over. Brown with the pass. Into the middle. Off the block, they get the point. Roya Brown for the Gators.
All right, girls, let's go. Right, get back.
Jelena Estremera serves this one, drops it in for the ace. That's another ace for her, and Gateway has taken the lead now. Jelena Estremera will serve. Served over, it is played this time by Glover. Into the middle, big swing, but a nice dig from Mechalina Estremera. Off Glover, Stevenson with the set. To the outside, Simmons Brown off the block. They get the point though, Gators do. Mallory Brown and Arroya Brown, both over there for Gateway. 8-6. At least 5 in a row here, maybe 6 in a row for the Gators as McKeesport's trying to side out. To the outside, Childs. Off of the block, it is a point for the Gators as Childs tools the block. Estremera serves it over again. Into the middle. Big swing, and they get it over and in for Jordan Allen. Kind of got under that one a little bit, off the fingertips, but she finds the opening. And a point for
Kyra Stevenson to serve for McKeesport.
the Tigers as they side out. And the setter, Kyra Stevenson, will serve. Stevenson serves it over. One-handed bump from Gateway. The backside. Off Brown. Estremera, second ball. Childs. Nice dig from number 5, Simmons Brown, and also the libero Glover getting a piece of it. McKeesport sends it over. Off the block. Drops in, and it is a point. Good effort, though, from Gateway, but the point goes to the Gators, or the Tigers, excuse me. On the roof from McKeesport. As all 6 Tigers put their hands up, yelling roof. Kyra Stevenson will serve. Served over, off an arm, and bumped over now. Into the middle. Jordan Allen and Kyra Stevenson on the same page there. Point for the Gators, 10-8.
Gateway will be senior Mallory Brown.
And Mallory Brown will serve. Served over. into the air, off of the tip, but blocked straight down from Arroya Brown for Gateway. Served over, passed up into the air for the Tigers. Bumped over from Jordan Allen to the outside, Childs. Good up from Kissasonic, down the line. Good swing, Shania Simmons-Brown. She'll check out. Mariah Wilson. One senior to another, two seniors on this team. For McKeesport, they were also honored. Both of them receiving a rose prior to this match. Mariah Wilson serves it over. In the air. Pushed over and kept alive by Gateway. No, it is not. Well, it was kept alive, but 4 touches is the call. Not a bad effort, though, from the Gators. And a point for McKeesport. Mariah Wilson will serve again. Wilson serves it over to the outside, off the block and down on McKeesport's side. Alice Childs getting the point. And Allie Childs will serve. Served in, dropping that one in for the ace. Alice Reed Childs. And she'll serve again. Served over. Passed up by McKeesport. Off of the block from Alana Walker, but kept up. Wilson, Walker again. Off an arm, out of the reach, and Walker gets the point. Alana Walker, a junior opposite hitter for the Tigers with the point.
Denia Glover to serve for McKeesport.
Denia Glover, the libero, will serve. Glover's serve is in play, off of fingertips, and then just bumped over by McKeesport. Estremera into the net, though, from Jelena Estremera. Calling that one the whole time, but it's a point for McKeesport. Served over, off of the block. 13-12 as they fix the score on the scoreboard. And McKeesport looking to tie it up there, could not.
Joanna Miller to serve for Gateway.
Joanna Miller will come in to serve. Miller serves this one over. Into the middle. Kept up by Childs, outside. McKenna Brown. To the outside now for McKeesport. Good up for Mallory Brown. And McKeesport will play this one on offense again. Into the middle, off the block, and they get the block from Ashley Young for the Gators. 15-12. Served over and sent over from McKeesport. Kissasonic sent it over into the middle. Not on the same page there, so they just have to bump it over in the middle. Kept up by Gateway. Brown on the outside. Kissasonic passes that one up into the middle, and that's going to be too far for Harmony Morris. Point for Gateway. 15-12. Jump serve. Mariah Wilson passes that one up. And Glover sends over a free ball. To the outside, Brown. Inside the line, a point for number 34. McKenna Brown for the Gators. 17-12. And a timeout taken by Elizabeth Dansack, the head coach for the McKeesport Tigers. Tigers again looking for their 4th victory in section play. They're 3-6 on the year. Last time these two teams squared off, it was a victory for the Gators. As we take a look at the standings here in WPIAL Class 3A Section 1, Hampton Talbots are the team to beat, arguably one of the best teams in the WPIALs, let alone any class. Gateway Gators sit at 2nd, 8-2. Plum right behind them, 7-3 record. West Mifflin brings up that 4th spot and the potentially last spot to get in, although they have to look at the other standings to see if they're able to qualify. Not every team has the same amount of, or not every section has the same amount of teams, so they only take the top of so many. McKeesport 3-6 right behind West Mifflin, and Penn Hills and Woodland Hills are the 3 wins that McKeesport has on the year in section play. And they sit below them in the standings. Served over. That's going to be a double hit on number 18. Ira Stevenson with the double. Passed up. Stevenson on the set, this time better one there, and tries to drop that one in. Elizabeth Dansack is arguing that that ball was touched. They're not going to get a call. I thought it might have even been in. It was close, but ball don't lie as Dansack stares at the referee there. And so we're back even here at, well, where we just were 2 points ago. This time a little higher in the stand, or in the points though. 19-13. And the Tigers will serve. Oliver serves this one over. Back over, big swing, but a nice dig from Gateway off of the block and over. Good placement from McKenna Brown for the Gators. I think that was Joanna Miller who passed that one for the Gators off that swing from Kyra Stevenson. Served over, into the air, set from Stevenson. Good swing from number 27, Harmony Morris, a freshman, getting the point. Working in tandem right there with Stevenson and Morris, and it's 6 points the difference now, 20-14. Here in this first set. Kissasonic will serve. Kissasonic serve. Nice swinging pass from Joanna Miller off the block. It's out of bounds. Simmons Brown wanted the block, and McKeesport even thought they may have had it, but even the fans in the stands were telling her that that was out. Bumped into the air, 21-14. Sent over by Denia Glover. Off an arm and out of play. It's a point for Gateway. On the swing from number 2, Ashley Young, a junior for the Gators.
McKenna Brown serving for Gateway.
McKenna Brown will serve. Over the net, that's going to drop on the Gateway side, but they're going to argue it was a net violation first. So Kyra Stevenson went up for it as to set it, but couldn't get to it. It dropped over the other side of the net. But unfortunately, Stevenson went into the net first before that ball dropped. So point for the Gators, 23-14. And bumped over, well, not a bumped over yet. Shania Simmons Brown could not send that over. A miscue there, and that'll set up set point for the Gators here in this first set, 24-14. Brown serves it over. Title in net. Sent over by Stevenson. She gets the point. Kyra Stevenson with the point. for the Tigers.
Now serving for McKeesport is Harmony Morris.
And Harmony Morris will serve. Still set point for Gateway, 24-15. Morris serves it over. It's inbounds. Kept up by McKenna Brown to the outside. That was Childs. Bumped into the air by Gateway, and Simmons Brown sends it over to the outside. Childs again. Cheyenne Oliver gets a piece of it, and then she has to send this one over. She's able to. Nice play from her. Thought maybe that would hit the roof. That one is going to hit the roof, but kept up by Kissasonic, and then Stevenson bumps it over. Had to be played by McKenna Brown. Off the block, drops in for the point, and it's the senior Mallory Brown who gets the final point of the first set. And the Gators win the first set 25-15. Here in this one, a 1-0 lead for the Gators.
$2 a duck, 50-50. Closest to the mark.
As McKeesport trying to recoup their losses there. They were up early in the first set, but the Gators came back, strung several points together right after that big lead from the Tigers, and then between going back and forth, a couple points here and there, gave the Gators the lead, and they didn't look back after that one. 25-15, first set score here on Gateway Gators Productions. Your home for all Gateway Gators broadcasts throughout the fall, the winter, the spring, here for the 2023-2024 school year. Take a look at the upcoming broadcasts. Tomorrow, Friday the 13th, the Gators take on the McKeesport Tigers here at Anti-Marino Stadium. It'll be on GatewayGatorsProductions.com. Next week, the game of the week will be the boys soccer team taking on Deer Lakes on their senior day on October 17th, Tuesday. That's at 7:30 on Gateway Gator Productions. And then the last two broadcasts at Guaranteed are football at Norwin, and then football versus Central Catholic at Anti-Marino Stadium. Vince Russo and I will be on the call for that last football game, a non-conference matchup. And then Friday, November 3rd is first round of WPIAL playoffs. So depending on where the Gators sit in the standings and where they will be playing, they did clinch their section this past week, so they will be guaranteed a WPIAL playoff matchup. The question is who, what, when, where. But we know the why, so we don't need to know that one. And a 1-0 lead here for the Gators in this senior night. Real quick, we got some time. We'll say congratulations to the JV team. The Gators defeating the McKeesport Tigers JV team 2-0 in that one. They play a best of 3 in JV, and varsity plays a best of 5. As referees getting the official scoring here in this one. Genesis Kissasonic will serve for the Tigers. Underway here for the second set on Gateway Gators Productions. Passed up into the middle, nice dig, tight on the net. It's gonna drop over and out. It's a point for the Gators. Net call actually is the technical call there on Kyra Stevenson for McKeesport. Alice Childs will serve. Childs will serve this one over, passed up. Into the air and bumped over by Stevenson. They'll play it. To the outside, Brown. Nice up from McKeesport. Simmons-Brown gets that one over, but nice dig from the Gators off of the block. Stevenson, oh, she didn't know if she wanted to bump set that, and then the last second went for the overhand set. Elizabeth Danczak telling her, you gotta make that decision earlier. A freshman setter for the Tigers. It's a learning process for high school volleyball. Nia Simmons-Brown, though, the freshman sets it over to the senior, and she gets the point. And Nia Simmons-Brown, her younger sister, will serve for the Tigers. Sent over outside the line, though. Point for Gateway.
Now serving for Gateway is Arroya Brown.
Arroya Brown will serve for the Gators. Brown had a lot of kills the last time we saw this team square off against the Wolverines of Woodland Hills as she gets the ace, drops that one in. Junior middle hitter for the Gators. Served over, this one in the air. Set just out of the reach of number 23, Jordan Allen for McKeesport. Served over again by Brown. She drops that one in. Seen a handful of aces for the Gators. And 6-1. This one a shorter one, still played though by Cheyenne Oliver. Brown has to bump it over. Passed up by Kissasonic. To the outside, into the net though from Shania Simmons-Brown. I don't think that set was ever high enough for her, and a point for Gateway. Served over. Into the middle. That's not touched by, actually was touched by Gateway, but a lift call on Jordan Allen. And Danczak will take a timeout, as Nicole Riley will talk things over with her team as well. For the Gators. I have some time. We'll take a look at some of the other sections in WPIAL Class 3. This is Section 2, Oakland Catholic. They have fallen, though. They were undefeated a couple weeks ago. 8-1 record. South Fayette sits right behind them with 8-2 record. Oakland Catholic has one more game at hand compared to the Lions. Trinity 5-4. Montour, the Spartans, right on the outside looking in potentially at a 4-6 record. Moon 3-6, West Allegheny 3-6, and Chartiers Valley round out the remainder of Section 2 here in 3A volleyball. This one served over, passed up to the outside, kept up by Brown for Gateway. Title in net off the block. Brown keeps that one as well, and then McKenna Brown sends it over to the outside. Big swing in the kill from Shania Simmons-Brown. Arroya Brown was in the area. I think at 1 point here, I might be wrong. There might be 5 or 6 players with the last name of Brown on the court at one time. You got the two seniors, Mallory and McKenna Brown. You got Gateway has Arroya Brown as well, middle blocker, and then Shania Simmons-Brown and her sister Anaya Simmons-Brown. And this one served over, and can't use the hands on that one, McKenna Brown. It's an ace for McKeesport. A couple back-to-back points for them. From Kyra Stevenson, the freshman setter for the Tigers. Stevenson sends it over. Passed up by McKenna Brown in the middle. Young, too far on that one. Puts her hand over her mouth. She wasn't even happy with that swing. 8-5 now. And Stevenson will serve again. Served into the net though. Service error from her. Jolena Estremera will come in to serve for the Gators. Served over. Bumped over. Inside the line, good swing from Joanna Miller for the Gators. Hear the "she's a setter" chant. Always fun to see when a setter swings and gets a kill. They rarely get kills in volleyball, always the one assisting. Miller gets the point there. And Jelena Estremera will serve. Estremera serve into the air. And out of the reach of Alana Walker. It's an ace for Jelena Estremera for the Gators. Served over by Estremera. Kept up by Stevenson, rolled into the net though from Alana Walker. A play like that for Walker, it's not high enough in the air that you can go and roll that ball. You gotta use your arms and bump it over. Estremera will serve for Gateway. Stevenson gets to that one. Swung that time from Alana Walker, no correction from Jordan Allen, and it's out of play. (13-5) as McKeesport is trying to get out of this rotation. They've stacked on the one side, and Estremera gets an ace as two players letting that one go. Kisasonic and Glover both thought the other player was going to get it. And instead, it's an ace for Estremera, who has a handful of aces in this match. So we talked about Section 1 in 3A and Section 2 in 3A. We'll look at Section 3 this time. Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, always a good volleyball team over there in the Pleasant Hills area, in the South Hills. 8-3 record for Ringgold. Laurel Highlands with a 7-4 record. Albert Gallatin 5-6. I believe right now they have the best record out of all of the fourth place teams right now. Bell Vernon, though, tied right with them at 5-6. Elizabeth Forward, the Warriors, down over there by the river at a 4-7 record. Uniontown 2-9, and Connellsville 2-9 as well. Let's take a look at the four seniors. Here, their posters have been up all season long. And Estremera will serve. Bumped in the air from Stevenson. Alana Walker pushes it over. Outside for Brown, off the block, off Glover. Stevenson with the set in the middle, off one arm. Estremera gets to that one and rolled over. Estremera, Michaelina Estremera has the libero jersey on now. And she gets a nice arm on that one, and a good effort from Joanna Miller as well, but the point goes to the Tigers. Michaelina Estremera normally
Number 7,
plays
Mariah Wilson to serve for
as the
Florida.
libero, but as a libero, you don't play front row. Her first set here in her senior match, final section match of the year. I let her play all the way around for the Gators. There's a nice swing from 34, McKenna Brown on the right side. For the Gators,
Natalie Ruffel will serve. for
Natalie
Gateway.
Ruffel will come in for the Gators and serve. Ruffel sends it over off Wilson. Stevenson with the set. Tipped over, dropped in. Good spot from Alana Walker for the Tigers.
This is Denilah Glover serving for McKeesport.
Denilah Glover will serve for McKeesport. Served over, it is in, so it is played by Ruffel. Young drops that one in. Out of the reach of Mariah Wilson, who was a little bit shaded inward. Wasn't able to get to that one. And a point
serving for Gateway,
for
senior Michaelina
Gateway.
Estremera.
And Michaelina Estremera will serve for the Gators. Estremera serves it over. It's an ace for Estremera. Off the fist of Alana Walker and the senior getting the ace. Michaelina Estremera serves this one into the net though, service error. And it will be a point for McKeesport
Number 8,
as Cheyenne Oliver will come in to serve. Outside hitter / defensive specialist, the junior. Serves this one over, it drops in. Oliver, a friendly roll off the net there, and a point for McKeesport. 17-9 as the Tigers have some work to do here in this second set. Gateway looking to continue and take this second set with a 2-0 lead in the match. As this one cross court, it's outside the lines. Point for the Tigers as well, as they have back-to-back points. Now they've hit double digits here in this second set, down 7. Served over again by Oliver, passed up by Ruffel into the middle. That was Brown, but passed up by the Tigers. Off Ruffel again. Estremera sends it over. Wilson gets a piece of it, but there's no one there. Genesis Kissasonic went back for her approach, and rightfully so, but just
Joanna Miller will serve
could not
for
get to
Gateway.
that one as it drops away from everyone. 18-10. Joanna Miller will serve. Into the air, into the middle. Good swing, and they get the point. Anaya Simmons-Brown for the Tigers. Genesis Kissasonic will serve. Kissasonic sends it over. Passed up by Estremera. Into the middle. Swung from Brown. That bounces over. No one there. A tactical overpass, as some would call it. A overpass from Cheyenne Oliver, and no one gets to that for Gateway.
To serve.
They're too busy getting to their base. Kissasonic will serve it again. That one hits the curtain, but bumped over by Rachel Szymanski for Gateway. Estremera will send it over. In the air from Cheyenne Oliver to the outside. Drops that one in. Number 5, Shania Simmons-Brown with the point. Perfectly placed in the corner for Shania Simmons-Brown. And Kissasonic will serve again. Kissasonic sends it over. Bumped up. That's from Szymanski. Correction, that's Childs who kept that one up and sent it over. Back outside to Childs. Glover keeps that one alive for Gateway. Down the line for Simmons-Brown. It's too strong from her, and a point for the Gators as they're able to side out there. But McKeesport strung a couple points together there.
Now serving for Gateway, senior.
Now a 6-point lead for the Gators. Alice Childs will serve. Childs off the arm and an ace for her. Allie Childs will serve again. Served over off one arm. Getting to it and then having to try and send it over. Just off the fist though. Went off Glover, off Anaya Simmons-Brown, or correction, off of Cheyenne Oliver, and then Anaya Simmons-Brown punched that one into the air and not over the net. Another good serve from Childs again, and McKeesport send over a free ball. Into the middle, off the block, kept up. Stevenson, nice play from her, and sent over by McKeesport to the right side this time. Kissasonic, and they bump that one over as well, and it drops in for a point. Shania Simmons-Brown, nobody for the Gators was there for it. Great dig from Genesis Kissasonic, and the setter, Kyra Stevenson, also keeping that ball up for the Tigers. 21-14 here in this second set. Sent over, Estremera on the pass. Brown, kept up by Anaya Simmons-Brown, and then a free ball sent over from Cheyenne Oliver. Good pass into the middle, but not over. A point for McKeesport. Arroyo Brown couldn't get that one over. And now Anaya Simmons-Brown will serve. 21-15. Served over, Estremera. It's an overpass. Someone's got to get there, and McKeesport does. Back and forth. Nobody's there, though, for the Gators. Cheyenne Oliver had to run up to get to that ball, and in doing so, sent it back over the net. Almost gym class volleyball style there. And nobody for Gateway took the second ball. Off of Brown. Bumped into the air from Joanna Miller. Tipped over. Oliver's there for it. Stevenson with the set. Simmons-Brown gets the point. Shania Simmons-Brown. And McKeesport's within striking distance here in this second set. Simmons-Brown will serve. This is Anaya Simmons-Brown, and she gets the ace. Gateway is going to need to take a timeout. That's exactly what they're going to do here. Nicole Riley taking a timeout here in this one. As the Tigers fighting back within 3 points now here in this one. And we'll take a look at section number 4 here in 3A. North Catholic 9-0 in the records. The Knights of Knock are 8-2, Blackhawks 6-4. The Planets, as of right now, are actually the top 4th place team of all the teams at a 6-4 record themselves. Either them or Blackhawk, depending on which way they go. Ambridge at 3-7. Newcastle, the Hurricanes, only one victory on the year, and it was against the Panthers of Lincoln Park over in Midland. McKeesport will serve. Anaya Simmons-Brown will serve it again for the Tigers. This one in the air again. Passed up by Miller to the right side, off the block, kept up momentarily though, and a point for number 19, Rachel Szymanski, who finally gets the Gators to side out.
Number 10, Arroyo Brown. Re-entering the lineup is number 2, Ashley Young.
Ashley Young will check into the front row for the Gators, and Arroyo Brown in the back row, and serving. Served over. Glover passes that one up into the middle. Too much under that one from Jordan Allen. Just couldn't get her timing right there. And a point for Gateway. 23-18. Served over. Kept up by McKeesport. Allen again. Pass up though by Miller. Rolled over from Szymanski, and she drops that one in. Nice one from Rachel Szymanski, the junior, for the Gators. And it's set point for Gateway. Arroya Brown will serve. Brown sends it over. Into the air, sent over though by Stevenson, and Gateway on offense. Set point again, Brown off the block, they get the point. It's McKenna Brown who gets the set point for the Gators, and they take the second set 25-18. The Gators, one set away from taking the match. McKeesport, tall hill to climb here. And a do-or-die set here in this one.
Closest one to the green dot in the middle of the floor wins 50-50.
Thank you again for tuning in here on GatewayGatorsProductions.com, your source of all Gateway Gators games and matches throughout the 2023-2024 school year. This is the final volleyball broadcast of this year. As in between the second and third set, we have Chuck a Duck. Upcoming broadcasts here, mentioned it before, tomorrow, Friday the 13th, the Tigers of McKeesport. This same school will be taking on the Gateway Gators in football. Boys soccer, game of the week next week, Tuesday, against Deer Lakes. Norwin, a football game, on October 20th, and then Central Catholic, a non-conference game to round out the broadcasts.
Somebody has to knock it off.
The 50-50 here was Chuck a Duck. A fun little game to play during 50-50. Got one duck that was the first one on there, pretty much the first throw, and has been sitting there since. Anyone able to knock it off? That will be the question.
Any more?
They're still throwing more ducks.
Throw ball once. That lady's helping out the boosters.
And now at this point, we're just throwing ducks to see who can knock it off. And I think that will do it. We do have a winner. On a 50-50. A fun little 50-50 there for senior night here. As the Gators with a 2-0 lead.
$66 to the winner.
$66.
Tax free.
That girl right there. For 50-50 is now. They'll have some time to try and clean up the court before the third set. Here on Gateway Gators Productions. Mentioned it earlier, for the Gators, they have a couple matches left on the year. One of them being a non-conference matchup for Gateway against Hempfield on October 19th, but their last matchup is the final section match of the year, which will be against the Talbots of Hampton, undefeated on the year. The Gators, they have a chance to spoil their undefeated season on Thursday, or on Tuesday, excuse me, on the 17th at Hampton. The other side for McKeesport, the Tigers have just one more match left. It's their senior game against against Woodland Hills next Tuesday. And then just a week later, playoffs will start for the WPIALs. And everyone trying to book their ticket to the UPMC Event Center on the campus of Robert Morris University. That's where the WPIAL finals will take place. This Gateway team has the potential to get that far, but again, their biggest task is that Hampton Talbots team that they'll face off against on Tuesday. And then, of course, depending on the standings, we'll see who they will play in their first match of the WPIAL playoffs. We're back underway here, though, for the third set of this senior match. And the first point goes to the Tigers. It's a lift call on Gateway.
Serving first for McKeesport will be Genesis Kisasonic.
Genesis Kisasonic will serve for the Tigers. Served over, nice serve, and number 5, Shania Simmons-Brown, frustrated with herself there, didn't know if she should go for the block or try and play it, and instead just played it right into the net.
For Gateway will be senior Allie Childs.
Allie Childs will serve for the Gators. Childs serves it over, into the air, into the middle, kept up by Estremera. Pushed over, and Glover gets that one into the middle, blocked down. Ashley Young with the block for the Gators. The junior for Gateway with the point. And served again by Gateway. Good swing this time, but just a bit too far from Shania Simmons-Brown. The right call there from the line judge, freshman Kaylee Kelman. Allie Childs will serve. Childs into the net.
Harmony Morris to serve for McKeesport.
Harmony Morris will serve for the Tigers, 3-2. Served over by Morris. Back set, and they get the point. Ashley Young. Nice play there from Young for the point. Four to 2, Gators.
Gateway will be senior Michelina Estremera.
Michelina Estremera will serve in the libero uniform for the Gators. Estremera sends it over into the air. Passed up by Estremera to the outside. That's McKenna Brown, and McKenna Brown gets the point for the Gators. One of the seniors. McKenna and Mallory Brown both hold a record here at Gateway High School for the 200 freestyle, I believe it was. One of them holds for 200 freestyle. I think the other one holds for 200 backstroke. They both have placed in states in a relay in the PIAL state swimming meet.
Kyra Stevenson to serve next for McKeesport.
And Kyra Stevenson will serve for the Tigers. Stevenson serves this one over, overpass, but kept up by McKeesport. Into the middle for Jordan Allen, passed up though by Gateway off the block from Estremera. Estremera also gets to that one, but couldn't put it back towards their side of the net, and it's a point for McKeesport. Good block from the Tigers. Kyra Stevenson will serve again for McKeesport. Stevenson serve, kept up by McKenna Brown. Bumped over. Glover on the pass. Stevenson with the set into the middle, too far from Jordan Allen. Point for the Gators. 7-4. Here in this third set is Mallory Brown will check in and will be in the front row. And Jelena Estremera will serve. Served over. Off one arm. Kept alive by Shania Simmons-Brown and then sent over by Stevenson. Into the middle. Good dig from Kissasonic. Pushes that one over. Jelena Estremera is there for it. Jelena Estremera sends it over, and a point for the Gators. Estremera earns herself the serve. She sends this one over. Walker on the pass. Good swing from 5, Shania Simmons-Brown. One of 2 seniors for this McKeesport team. A lot of freshmen playing in this one. Kyra Stevenson, a freshman, the setter. Genesis Kissasonic, who's playing the outside, a setter, or is outside, excuse me, a freshman as well. Served over again for McKeesport. Cross court, dropped in for Mallory Brown. As she gets the point. Another freshman playing for McKeesport, Harmony Morris. So, a lot of good playing time for these underclassmen.
Number 34.
As time progresses, the years come on, you get that more experience in varsity volleyball. This McKeesport team could have a lot more to look forward to in the next coming years. They continue to play like this against a talented Gateway squad, with a couple seniors of their own, a couple underclassmen of their own, as the junior Alana Walker gets the point. And Harmony Morris checks back in. And Deniala Glover will check in and will serve, excuse me, for the Tigers. And she checks in. Glover's serve in the air from Estremera. Touched over, off the arm of Kyra Stevenson, who tried to play that one. Might have been going out of bounds, but might have dropped in there, so just trying to get an arm on it. And a point for the Gators. Arroya Brown, the junior, for the Gators. Serves this one over, it's short, drops in for the ace. (10-6). Here in this third set, make that 11-6 actually. Served over, into the air. Kissasonic off the block, and they get the point. Genesis Kissasonic for McKeesport. Nice swing from her. Cheyenne Oliver, the junior, will check back in to serve.
Cheyenne Oliver.
Oliver's serve. Passed up into the middle, Young. Blocked down, the solo block from Harmony Morris. Cheyenne Oliver will serve again. Oliver sends it over, passed up by Rufel. Sent over by Estremera. Someone was in the net, and I think it was Harmony Morris. And down the line, though, point for Genesis Kissasonic. McKeesport might have gotten away with that one there. But a point for the Tigers. 9 serving 11 here in this one, in this third set. Brown. Passed up into the middle. Morris tipped that one over off the block and just out of the reach of Estremera. A point for Harmony Morris for the Tigers. Serve this one into the net from Cheyenne Oliver.
Now serving for Gateway.
We're back to a 3-point game here. No, correction, a 2-point game. As Joanna Miller will serve for Gateway. That one off Oliver, out of the reach. It's now a 3-point set here. As a point for number 4, Joanna Miller, the junior setter for the Gators. Miller serves it over pass. Gateway is there for it, working on offense. To the outside, tough angle, pushed over by Childs. Morris with the swing, she gets the point. Harmony Morris for the Tigers. And that rotates Shania Simmons-Brown back into the front row. One of their best front rows here right now. Morris, Simmons-Brown, and Stevenson in the front row for the Tigers. Young, passed up by Oliver, sent over by Glover. To the backside, Estremera, too far on that one from Jolena Estremera. And now it's a 1-point lead for the Gators. Kissasonic will serve. Kissasonic will serve this one over, off an arm of Estremera. Nice job just to play that. To the outside, tipped over by Jolena Estremera, and she gets the point. (14-12). As Allie Childs will serve. Served over, passed up. To the outside. Kept up though by the Gators. Glover passes that one up. Simmons-Brown off the block. Second ball, Stevenson. Simmons-Brown's gonna push it over again. Glover, tight on net, put back down, cleaning it up was number 34, McKenna Brown for the Gators. And a 3-point lead back now for Gateway. Simmons-Brown towing the block, and she gets the point. Shania Simmons-Brown for the Tigers. Hanging close here this first half of this third set. Served over, too far from Harmony Morris. She'll check out. Jordan Allen in the front row now as well for McKeesport, and Daniela Glover will check back in. They'll go to Glover on the serve. To the outside, Simmons-Brown. Great play from number 11 near the benches there, Alice Childs. Into the middle, Allen. Allen pushes that one over. And now Gateway on offense. To the outside, Brown. Kept up by Simmons-Brown. Allen sends it over again for McKeesport. To the outside, McKenna Brown gets the point. Off the tape, it drops in for the senior for the Gators. Galena Estremera will serve. Passed up, bumped over from Stevenson. Into the middle, touched over, one touch. Simmons-Brown will play it again, and she'll get the point. Shania Simmons-Brown.
Kyra Stevenson will be serving for McKeesport.
Ilana Walker will check in. Kyra Stevenson in the back row now for the Tigers as she'll set from the back row. 3 hitters up front. Served over. Into the middle. Big swing, but Glover a dig on that one. From Brown's swing. Played by the Gators. It was too close to tell. And McKeesport gets the point. The last second. Joanna Miller had to put an arm on that one. Wasn't sure if it was going to drop anyway. And Stevenson will serve again. Served over outside the lines. Good eye from McKenna Brown, and dodging out of the way of that one, Arroyo Brown.
Senior Mallory Brown returning for Gateway. Jolena Estremera to serve.
Jolena Estremera will serve for Gateway. Served over, passed up to the outside, pushing that one over is Alana Walker. She gets the point. In between those blockers was Alana Walker. Mariah Wilson will serve.
Number 7, Mariah Wilson.
Mariah Wilson serves, rolled over, into the air, to the backside. Off of the block, pushed over by Estremera, and drops that in between two players. That's a point for the senior, Michaelina Estremera.
Serving for Gateway, senior McKenna Brown.
19-16 as McKenna Brown will serve for the Gators. That one is an ace for McKenna Brown. She's earned herself another serve, 20-16 here in this one. Served over to the backside off the block. Glover. Nice play from Estremera to keep that one up, and then sent over to the outside off of the block. Alice Childs plays that one. She'll roll it over again. Stevenson, tough play, can't get there. Point for the Gators. Alice Childs on the roll. And McKeesport, their backs against the wall here in this match, will be forced to take a timeout here in this one. As Elizabeth Dansack trying to rally her troops here in the last couple of points. They're hanging in this third set, especially compared to the last two. The problem is it has been Gateway that has had the lead for most of this match, most of this set too, which is a good thing if you're Nicole Riley, the head coach for the Gators. Have to feel happy going into potentially WPIAL playoffs, and right now going and taking on the #1 team in 3A on Tuesday. Gateway wants to finish strong here and get out of this with a 3-0 victory. McKeesport trying to be a little bit of a spoiler here on Senior Day. And it'll be one of the seniors, McKenna Brown, who will serve this one over. Brown will get another ace. McKenna Brown, an ace for the Gators, 22-16. Brown sends it over, it's off Kisasonic, and it's another ace. Make that another ace for number 34, McKenna Brown. McKenna Brown serves it over again. Overpass, put back down. Arroyo Brown cleaning it up for the Gators.
Set and match point.
And now it's match point for Gateway, 24-16. McKeesport trying to side out and stay alive here in this one, and they will get at least 1 point. 24-17 now, still match point for the Gators. Deniala Glover, will serve.
Natalie Ruppel
Natalie Ruffo will check in for Gateway. Glover serves this one over. Played by Ruffo. They can't get to it, though. It's an ace for Glover. Back-to-back points for the Tigers. They're still alive right now. Barely breathing here in this one. 24-18. Served over again by Glover. Drops it in, and back-to-back-to-back points. Back-to-back aces for Glover. 24-19. Just that stretch of points for the Gators were huge in this one. Glover serves it again. Kept up by Childs, and then she'll roll this one over. Glover will get to it. Title in net, bumped over from Stevenson. And Gateway on offense to the outside. Childs kept up by Wilson. It can't be put back up, and that is the match. It's Alice Childs who gets the final points here in this one.
Gators travel to Hampton.
And the Gators win this match by a score of 3-0. They'll improve to 9-4, 9-2 in section standings, currently sitting in second place in the section. The Tigers will drop to 7-8, and they will be 3-7 in section play. And that will be all she wrote here in this one for our entire broadcasting crew. Our producer, Adam Gusky, our director, Lee Schaefer, for the Gusky and Schaefer family. I'm Spencer Witt saying so long, and thank you so much for tuning in here on Gateway Gators Productions. Good night, everybody.